Brian Renegade. What's going on, brother?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, my brother.
You.
Yeah. Since you ain't using it no more, I'm gonna use it. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yo, that
Yeah.
that catchphrase was so stupid that it stuck.
I loved it. I
It was
love
so
that in my
stupid
mind.
that it stuck. And you know what? Let's get right into it.
Let's get into it.
Your favorite segment. Go ahead and
Mhm.
drop that little beautiful bean footage there, brother.
Beautiful people, you know what time it is. It is my favorite segment that we do each and every week. Prepare yourself. It's hot topics. Um, there has been a search, a legendary search for the ways of the Lucha by Chad Gable. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on Monday Night Raw, Chad Gable of American Made, who is a decorated Olympian. Okay. This man is the truth. He is a great wrestler. He's a great technician. If you had to compare his style with anybody in wrestling, it would definitely be Kurt Angle or a Ken Shamrock, his style. Um, yeah, you got to give it to him. Ankle lock, they all have to ankle lock. All of them do suplexes. Same difference. You know what I'm saying? That wrestlers, you know what I'm saying, layout. But anyway, Chad Gable has been on the search for the ways of the Lucha Man. And on Monday Night Raw, we just seen Rey Mysterio get attacked by a masked man wearing wearing an American Lucha mask. Is this Chad Gable? Inquirer minds would like to know. Roosevelt, what do you think about this whole Chad Gable trying to find the inner Lucha in him?
Man, this Lucha Gable that they got going on is funny in several different ways. It's
Okay.
funny because they've done it at least 30, 50, 11 times. You know what I'm saying? Like
That means it works.
they keep saying the same thing over and over. When he first came out, whoever this masked superstar is, we're gonna use the video game creative character name right now. The
Okay.
masked superstar. Okay, whoever it is, the first time he came out, I said that looked like Mr. America, and I hate it because the Hulk Hogan was Mr. America, and I hate
Oh,
it.
you talking about when Hulk Hogan had the mask on and he had the American flag kind of, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, it gave you that vibe.
it
It gave
gave
you
me
that.
that vibe immediately, and I was like, no. Um, several things. I kind of get the whole story of Chad Gable's trying to figure out the best way to get rid of a luchador, how to combat against Rey Mysterio, how to get him out of the WWE. He's going about it the wrong way. You don't fight fire with fire by becoming something that you're not in terms of a luchador to kind of go against his style, because he's going to have the advantage either way. You try to do what he does, he's going to have the advantage because he has more knowledge.
He's a true wrestler. Yeah.
He should have went in the direction of somebody like a Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit was capable.
Watch what you say. Walk
Chris
that
Benoit.
line very carefully.
Chris Benoit was capable of meeting that luchador style. Look at the matches between him and Eddie Guerrero. Look at the matches between him and Rey Mysterio. If he really wanted to do something that's going to say, you know what, I can combat against a luchador style, Chris Benoit style would have been the right direction, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oof, that's that opinion that got some strings to it.
But you know what? Right is right.
This is the question that I will say. People who are real wrestlers, meaning that they wrestled in high school and they wrestled collegiately or for the Olympics. I don't care who they're fighting. In a street fight, I'm going to either go for the boxer, or in the street fight, I'll go for the boxer. But also in a street fight, I wouldn't rule against the wrestler. You know what I'm saying? So against many against many styles of fighting, wrestlers have a better advantage. Just because they know how to manipulate certain parts of the body to be able to get position. Or to assert their dominance. So no matter whether it's professional wrestling, real wrestling, or a street fight or MMA, wrestlers do have an advantage in a lot of ways. So we're talking about the lucha style versus a wrestling style, which is Chad Gable. In my opinion, I'm a fan of the luchador style, but in my opinion, I love wrestlers. I love a good guy who's very technical, who can get in there. Shamrock was probably one of my favorite superstars growing up in the Attitude Era before Kurt Angle came along and started doing what he's doing. And of course, Brock Lesnar is one of my all-time favorite heavyweights. Probably is on the Mount Rushmore. Should be considered on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I would put Brock Lesnar up there. As far as wrestling is concerned, Mr. Perfect didn't Mr. Perfect a wrestler?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe so. Bret Hart. A lot of people love Bret Hart. Bret Hart was very technical. Owen Hart is very technical as well. Who?
Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko. Yeah, the man of 1,000 hosts. Dean Malenko is a great wrestler, and I love Dean Malenko. Perry Saturn. I loved all those guys coming up. That's why Xavier Woods. I think a lot of people underestimate Xavier Woods because Xavier Woods is a real wrestler. Xavier Woods can out wrestle probably 95% of that locker room right now. Mm-hmm. And your champion right now, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes wrestled in college. I mean, not college, in high school. Matter of fact, one of his opponents was Xavier Woods. You know what I'm saying? So I love wrestlers who transition over to professional wrestling. And so Chad Gable trying to match up with luchadors. I think that the wrestler style in professional wrestling and luchador style goes very well because it's technique versus style.
Technique versus speed.
Yeah, technique versus speed. There you go. So you got technique versus speed. In that, I can't say technique will always win because sometimes speed, if you're fast enough, you can prevent somebody from executing their technique. Mm-hmm. Or you can throw them off so bad that it's hard for them to execute their technique. Mm-hmm. So I think this is interesting, and the reason why we're bringing it up because although it's a lot of storylines going on in WWE, I think that this is very interesting because I want to see eventually American Made, the Chad Gable faction, go against the LWO. And I think that they're going to have some amazing matches together if they do it right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people are kind of hidden that, maybe they might bring in Ray Phoenix, who is Penta's brother. Mm-hmm. And I'm waiting for that to happen because I think he will have some amazing matches, especially with some of the luchadors in WWE, i.e. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio too, because I don't think Dominic Mysterio gets that luchador title. But you got to give it to him, man. You got to give it to him, man. He got a luchador style, legendary father. He grew up in the business. I mean, other than Andrade. Andrade is a really great wrestler too. You know what I'm saying? Who has that luchador style. And I think that he's been flourishing in WWE. Now, a lot of people probably don't feel that way. A lot of people probably feel like Andrade is not really getting a lot of shine, but he's been on TV every week. You know what I'm saying? And so whether you want to admit it or not, I think a lot of people will want that spot. And I think that Andrade is definitely a representative of that lucha style. You know what I'm saying? So let us know what style that you actually like. Do you like the luchador style or do you like the real wrestling style in professional wrestling? I think that those are probably my